That's right, I got my shades on in the house, but they prescriptions. So we out here. That's that's right. I got my prescriptions on. So we rocking, we rocking. Appreciate y'all. Y'all know if any of y'all tapped into my any of my later classes, y'all know I got my intro going. So that's how we starting the show. Welcome to Scripture Sundays at Night. Welcome, neighborhood fam. My neighbors was good. Hit that like, drop a share, spread the word through the hood. Scripture Sundays at Night. We breaking bread online, Zoom call Friday, Saturdays. The word sharper than knives. Tapping face to face, yeah, we linking on the block. Last Sunday every month, pull up, build with the fly. If the spirit hits your chest, so arms, no cap. Send it cash at Barack Yah, the water for that. I'm pushing graphics, 50 flat unlimited flips. Turn around so quick like a brick in the projects. Yeah, them 10 commandment chains. Yeah, I'm serving the block. 1 for 10, 2 for 15, double-sided. Come cop. It's ministry and hustle. We ain't playing no games. Plug in, show love, put respect on his name. The water Yahweh, the water Yahweh, the water Yahweh, in Yahushua's name. Welcome to the neighborhood. Appreciate y'all for sliding on true to Scripture Sundays at Night with your neighborhood Hebrew. We're going to go ahead and get that Pledge of Allegiance to the Most High. I pledge allegiance to the Bible of the house of Yasharal, for which it stands, one nation, under Yahweh. I will make it a lamp unto my feet and a light to my path. I will hide your word in my heart that I may not sin against it. For in your word is freedom and redemption to the house of Yahweh. Yahweh, in the name of Yahusha, I pray and rebuke every spiritual curse that has come upon me and my household, whether visible, hidden, or generational. Let every chain be broken today, and let evil have no right to enter. Yahweh, I declare that our spouses, our children, and our families are covered by the blood of Yahusha. Build a spiritual wall of protection around us so that no curse, attack, or strife can enter our homes. In Yahushua's name, Yadah Barak Yahweh. Hey, we got to jump in with that spirit one time. Appreciate y'all in the chat for jumping on in and tuning to Scripture Sundays at Night. The theme of the show tonight, y'all, is what is the law for? When you're reading this book, when you're reading this Bible, I said Bible. When you're reading that Bible, we're reading this Bible and this Apocrypha, the Bible and the Apocrypha, right? When you're reading these things, please understand that there is a law given. There's a law given. So, the goal on what this show is going to present today in this episode is to reveal the purpose, okay? The purpose of this law, the role of this law, and the fulfillment of the law, which is the Torah, from the Hebrew perspective. Why? Because the book is a Hebrew book. Okay? We're going to show that it's not about everything. I'm going to go through about 20 scripts today. But I'm going to try to roll through it real quick so we can get the understanding and y'all can get in and out. And y'all can throw some comments or whatever in the chat. Please do. I can't even see the chat today. Where is the chat? Oh, anyway, don't matter. But yeah, so you got to understand that we're going to show that the law is not abolished, but designed for instruction, order, identity, and righteousness. This is what the law is for. It's for righteousness. All right. Do y'all get it? So I got a question for y'all. I got a question for all y'all Bible thumpers, you Christian religious, whoever you may be, who think that you know the Bible front and back and all of these things. If grace saves us, what purpose does the law still serve? I'm going to say it again. If grace saves us, what purpose does the law still serve? Why did the Most High, Yahweh, you may call him God, give it to Israel? Why give it to him if it doesn't mean anything? Okay? You have to understand what the Torah is. The Torah is instruction. It's not just law. That's why I tell people when you look at the religion of Christianity, it is based in what? What is it based in? It's based in the culture of a people, the way of a people. When you go read into the scriptures, you can see that the Most High set gods over all the nations. So all these other nations, they got their own gods that they serve. Okay? So when you go to the people who serve Buddha, right? That's their culture. Okay? That's what they're doing over there. That's just an example. Okay? So the Bible is going off of the instructions, the culture given to the Most High's people. So we're going to talk about it. So first, so how the show is going to go today is I'm going to go over the scriptures, then I'm going to go over my talking points. Then I'm going to hit my segments, let you know what the portion is about in the show, hit the scriptures, talk about it, and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So if y'all got anything that y'all want to say or chime in, I'm probably not going to look up and entertain it because we got a lot to get through. But please do hit me up, send in those comments, because after everything, I'm going to try to read through everything. As long as y'all ain't on no bullshit, I'm going to try to get through everything and see if I can answer it, or we can dialogue, or you can give me a topic for the next Scripture Sundays at night, whatever you feel. So this topic, again, came from my brother, Akla Ag. Y'all can go check him out over there on IG, AHK_LAHAG. Y'all can go tap in with him. I got this title, What is the Law For? From my brother. So shout out to you, my brethren, my brethren. So the first scripture we gonna go to is Psalm 19:7. Now, everything I'm reading today, y'all, is out of the good news so you can understand it clean and plain. Okay? And I'm gonna do my best to let you know in exegesis and give you just some proper understanding. I ain't gonna say if it's all the way right or whatever. This is just my understanding on it. Whether you like it or not ain't got shit to do with me. Let's get into it. Psalm 19:7. The law of the Most High is perfect. It gives new strength. The commands of the Most High are trustworthy, giving wisdom to those who lack. Giving wisdom to those who lack. So, if his law, which is instruction, is perfect, and it gives you new strength. So, if I'm following these things and I'm feeling weak, it's going to build me up and give me strength. Okay? The commands of the Most High are trustworthy. It means I can trust that these things are going to help build my life, and they're going to give me wisdom as I walk, and I will not lack anything. I won't be struggling. I won't be sitting around here complaining. This is why when you look through the Bible, yes, you got some people who are wealthy in the Bible, but for the most part, everybody's living a regular life. Why are they living a regular life? And so because we're supposed to be content with the simple things. And by following the Bible, you don't care about what everybody else got going on. You ain't even tripping about what everybody else got going on. Nobody. You know what I mean? So we're going to keep it moving. We're going to keep it moving. We're going to go over to Romans 7:12. Romans 7:12. So then, the law itself is holy, and the commandment is holy, right and good. So the instruction is holy, set apart. So the instruction of the Most High is set apart. It's set apart for you to what? For you to walk in a set apart lifestyle, live a set apart culture. This is why I was given to the Hebrews, to the Israelites, to live a set apart life. Okay? The commandment is set apart, holy. It's right and good. So if we're following the commandments, if we're following the laws of the Most High, we are considered to do righteousness and doing the things that are considered good. Okay? Not you doing what you think is right, not you doing what you think is good. That shit don't count if you say that you believe in the Bible. Let's keep going. Let's go over to my handy dandy Apocrypha. And we're going to go over to Baruch 4:1. Baruch 4. And it reads, "This is the book of the commandments of Yahweh, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die." Okay? So by following these instructions, the commandments of Yahweh, it lives forever. This is something that you're supposed to be tapped in with forever. Not picking it up and putting it down when you're going through some hard times, when you feeling good, when you're feeling bad and all, you know what I'm saying? More so when you're feeling bad, because most of y'all don't pick it up when you're feeling good. Y'all act like it don't even exist, but then as soon as you get sick, now it's, please pray for me, send some prayers up, you know what I'm saying? But you don't even touch your book to study and show yourself approved to the Most High. And then you want your prayers to be heard. This is the issue, because you are only resorting to the Most High when it's convenient for you, instead of enduring with it forever, because it is forever. It says, "And they that keep it shall come to life, but the ones that leave it shall die." Ain't that something? That's crazy work. That's crazy work. Because when we read in Romans, it said that it was good and just and righteous. Okay? In Psalm 19:7, it said it would convert the soul in the KJV, which means bring you to life, which means get you back right. This is what the book is for. So y'all have to understand that when we because now we just getting into the show, y'all. We just getting into the show, and I hope you're tuned in, you're tapped in. But the law, this isn't a curse. Sin is the curse. The law is what brings light to the darkness. So if sin is the darkness, law is the light to remove darkness. Because let's say it's dark right here, or there's a shadow behind me. If there's a light casting upon me, the darkness has to get out of there. It has to remove itself. It's got to remove itself. It cannot sit together. Where there's light, there is no darkness. There is no darkness. Even this black sweater that I'm wearing is projecting light. If you put this light inside of here, you're going to see a light shining inside. You're not going to see the darkness. Because if this is total black, just black, you won't even see the shine pop off of it. But there's light. There's light. All right? So now let's get into the first segment of the show. The first segment we're going to look at is the law was given to Israel for identity. Again, this is a book of culture about a people. Who are the people? The people of Israel, the children of Israel. So the law was given to Israel for identity and separation. Okay? Because remember, the law is what? Holy. And it's meant to be set apart, which is the separation. Those that are not holy, they have to stay away from those that are set apart, because we're supposed to be set apart. And if you choosing to cleave, meaning that you're another nation, or even if you are an Israelite and ain't practicing and all that, now it's time to fix your life, start following. If you're another nation, cleave to what is right so you can start living a set apart life. But if you are a Negro, you know what I'm saying, you are an Israelite, now it's time for you to Come back to your culture and stop following everybody else and get back to what your God said to do. So let's all just get on the right track with the Most High and just leave it right there. So first we're going to jump over into Deuteronomy chapter 4, verses 5 through 8. It says, I have taught you all the laws as the Most High, our power, told me to do. This is Moses. Obey them in the land that you are about to invade and occupy. Obey them faithfully, and this will show the people of the other nations how wise you are. When they hear all of these laws, they will say, what wisdom and understanding this great nation has. No other nation, no matter how great, has a God who is so near when they need him as their Most High, Almighty, their power is to us. He answers us whenever we call for help. No other nation, no matter how great, has laws so just as those that I have taught you today. This is big. This is very, very big, because he's passing down the culture that the Most High gave to him to give to the people. That's what a prophet's supposed to do. Pass on prophecy, right? Pass on instruction, right? This is what a shepherd's supposed to do. Moses is in a shepherd's seat, okay? He's sitting in a shepherd's seat, and he's teaching the children of Israel, because right now, anybody would be hard-pressed to tell me that there is another nation right here with Moses that's getting these instructions outside of Israel. So let's stop trying to create a different narrative and a different doctrine saying that this is for everyone. No, this is for Israel to get right. As it clearly said, what did it say? This will show the people of, in verse 6, this will show the people of other nations how wise you are. So by us getting right, it shows the other ones, other nations around us, how to walk in righteousness. Regardless of what anybody says, you know that the blacks is what everybody copies their style, their lingo. They follow everything for. And that's okay, because you're supposed to, because we are the salt of the earth. We're the salt of the earth. Okay? So we're supposed to be doing these things. So to have another nation looking at you to see what's going on is because we're the ones that are supposed to lead. But see, the problem is most other nations have led in unrighteousness and wickedness. So when they look at us to lead, or when it's time for us to lead, they think that we're going to do it in wickedness too. Why? Because there's been no other nation on earth that's been treated as poorly as niggas. Okay? So that's why you have to understand who's at the bottom. Because what does the Bible say? The last shall be first and the first shall be last. So you think that we're going to end up leading and ruling like you do, when we're not. Once we get everything intact and follow the Most High, everything will be done in righteousness. Let's keep it moving. So I don't want to get too long-winded, because y'all know I talk too much. Now we're going to Exodus 19, 5 and 6. It says, now, if you will obey me and keep my covenant, you will be my own people. The whole earth is mine, but you will be my chosen people, a people dedicated to me alone, and you will serve me as priests. I don't know if you guys caught that. Again, we're in the Good News Translation to make it simple for you to understand. All we have to do is obey. What is the law for? To be obeyed, to obey it, keep the covenant, okay? And by us doing this, because he gave it to us, so now it's time for us to do this, okay? Because we are his people. Chosen people. That's chosen people. It doesn't matter how you feel about it. It's what the Bible says, okay? So what is the law for? It's for his chosen people to follow, and then for them to walk in it, and then all of the nations follow behind it. Okay? And it says that we will serve him, the Most High, as priests. So what do priests do? They lead in the law of the faith, the religion, the culture that they are in. So that's what all of us are supposed to be doing as Israelites. We're going to keep this thing brewing. We're going to chapter 26 and verse 46. It says, all these are the laws and commands that the Most High gave to Moses on Mount Sinai for the people of Israel. The laws, the commands were given from the Most High to Moses to the children of Israel. So we have an obligation to keep, which is the laws, which is the covenants. So now we're going to Psalm 147, 19 and 20. He gives his message to his people, his instructions and laws to Israel. He has not done this for other nations. They do not know his laws. Praise the Most High. I don't know if you guys catch what's happening here, but he gives his message, his laws, his commands, his instructions to his people, Israel, and he has not done this for other nations. This doesn't mean somebody else can't hear the word or whatever and follow it. Yes, you can. But as a nation of people, we made the covenant with him. He brought that covenant to us. Okay? I didn't write this. I didn't write it, but it's in there. It's in there. Now let's break some bread and let's learn together. Let's grow together. Let's leave all the bullshit alone and let's follow what the Most High says. Okay? Let's do that. We're going to move along. So, the law, it distinguishes the Israelites from the other nations. It doesn't lump us all together like Christianity says, because this isn't a Christian book. The reason why you go off of the whole thought process that it is a Christian book is because the people that called, go look up 13 and 1 and go look Christian. Now, you know, the three definitions of Christian. Okay? I just want you to do that on your own time, whenever you get a chance. Whenever you get a chance. So, when we're talking about the law, it was a covenantal bond. It's a covenantal bond. It's not a religion, but a national constitution with a nation. It's through a bloodline. This is why you read continuously in the scriptures from Abraham, Isaac to Jacob. Okay? I'm not, y'all can say whatever you can feel. Do not teach hate. I don't hate none of y'all. What I'm doing is teaching objective truth that the Bible says. I'm just putting it out to the people. So it's up to you whether or not you want to come down, feast, or not. You don't have to. But if you claim that you read this Bible, then go read the Bible and read what it says. You can't make it say what you want it to say. No, you got to read what it says. You also need to understand that Israel's fall came from breaking this law, these instructions. This is why when you meet a light or a brother or sister, our nation, not one here or one there, and because that's what happens every time you show somebody else that is not a Negro. Okay, these are the curses. Say, oh well, that happened to me. Maybe one or two. Maybe 3 or 4. Okay? But not 15 through 8. Not all of them affect me and mine. All of them. This is not a slight to you. You think we wanted to go through this? Me right now in modern time wanted my people. No, no. But the problem is we stop following the Most High, start thinking like you thinking right now. Oh, we ain't got to be like that. It don't have to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody thinks the same way. It don't, hey, the Most High don't give a shit how you think or what you think about. He's saying that this needs to be done this way. That's what he's saying. You don't have to agree with it at all. And we have to understand that these things happen. You interpret that all you want. Because, hey, got blessed. Yeah, got blessed. That was Esau got some blessed. And received the covenant. So, hey, that's not what this is about. This is about what the is. It's crazy when we hear, you know, our people, we instantly want to talk about other people. What about them? And I just told you, I'm not here for any hate. This isn't about hate. This is following the instructions the Most High gave us. That's what it's about. So we're gonna keep it moving and keep it grooving. We are jumping over into section 2 of the show, but I appreciate you sliding on through and throwing something in the chat. I appreciate that. So in section 2, we're looking at the law revealing sin and righteousness, because that's what the law does. The law reveals sin, because if you don't keep the law, that's how you know you're in sin. But if you keep the law, that's how you know you're walking in righteousness. So we go into Romans chapter 3 and verse 20. It says, "For no one is put right in the Most High sight by doing what the law us know, by doing what the law requires." What the law does is to make us know that we have sinned. Now, why does it say that? Well, because all the law and what all the law, do you own land? Do you own animals? Do you have children? Do you have, there's laws for all of these things. Do all of them pertain to you? Oh, yes. It wouldn't put you in the Most High sight if you're doing things that do not pertain to you. But the ones that do pertain to you, so if you step out of bounds, you need an out of bounds line. That's the law. The course of play, you good. You are acting fruits of the Spirit, because there is no law. So you aren't stepping out of bounds. But as soon as you step on that line that is out of bounds, you now know when I step out of bounds, you're going to look at the ref. Ref is going to say, well, you did this. They let you know you stepped out of bounds. We good? All right. Keep moving. So now we're going to 1 John 3 and 4. 1 John 3 and 4. Whoever sins is guilty of breaking the law, because sin is a breaking of the law. So if you saying all right, what about that, Aki? Let me know something. What about that? Let me know what it do. Because I got clear going on over here. I only had one little buffer and issue. Not show. Let me know what's good. You know that's how it go, man. When you in them scripts, man, the Most High be cutting loose. It's crazy, man. I done got me a new phone and everything, man. My damn phone. You know what it's like over here with me, man. Is my connection don't never be seeming to go right. But I got good connection. I mean, it's crazy, man. I'm seeing clear and I'm good now. For sure, for sure. So Romans 7:7-9, that's basically a mirror to let you know where your sin was. Okay? Letting you know where your sin was. Because it's just like it say, that the law itself is sinful? Of course not. How would the law itself be sinful? It's actually teaching you how not to sin. It says, by the means of the commandments, sin found its chance to stir up all kinds of selfish desires in me. Because once you recognize what sin is, this is what the curse that fell upon us from Adam and Eve, right? When they got that knowledge from the tree of good and evil, right? Or the knowledge of good and evil, right? Now, once we know a little bit about evil, it's almost like our flesh just is like, finally, I want to be evil, right? That's what it is. So now, if we lived on an island, and on that island, all we did was keep the law. All we did was keep the law. And in one day, we see a big ass cruise ship going around and they turning up, they partying. It's women on there, booty naked. It's dudes over there, you know what I'm saying? Helicoptering, you know what I'm saying? Hey, something in our flesh is going to be like, we want to see what that's like. Because that's your flesh, because your flesh is looking to kill you. Okay? So we're going to move along. We're going to move along. I hope that most of this in the beginning wasn't all chopped up like that. I hope not. But either way, we can't fret not. We can't fret not. We're going to keep it going. We're going to go to Sirach 21:11. Sirach 21:11. He that keepeth the law of the Most High getteth the understanding thereof. And the perfection of the fear of the Most High is wisdom. So, what is the law for? Getting understanding. What is the law for? Getting wisdom. Getting wisdom. You think that you obtain wisdom through reading books. You think getting wisdom is going through your experiences. But the books that you're reading that do not have the Most High Spirit in them, what are they giving you? Fleshful things. Things that justify all of your wickedness that you continuously keep doing, continuously keep justifying. This is why we have the term that's called generational curses. Because you, nor your parents, nor your parents' parents, that keep telling you to go to these dumbass colleges to keep giving you this dumbass doctrine, right? That locks you into this heathen system. This is why you start pledging for sororities and fraternities. All of this is Greek culture. When you follow Christianity, you're actually following a Greek culture mindset. This is why, you hearing sisters and brothers talking about you can be hood and holy. What the shit? No, you cannot. You cannot, because you have to be separate. Okay? Your mindset, the reason why it was so easy for you to go ahead and pledge while you was a Christian. Remember when you read the book and they trying to stop the apostles, right? And they talking to them and they calling them Zeus and Hermes. These are all Greek gods. Yes, Apollos. Yes. Yes, Aphrodite. Yes. It's because the philosophy that you have, right, which is Colossians 2:8, it says to beware of that philosophy. Beware of that. The reason that you have that is because you've adopted their religion. You've adopted their philosophy, their traditions. And you've lost the understanding of the Most High. You've lost the wisdom of the Most High because you aren't actually studying it to show yourself approved, and you lost who you are. You lost who you are, Hosea 4 and 6. I'm dropping these little nuggets for y'all to go research it on your own. Because, see, that's another thing that we do is when me and my brother and other brothers and sisters out here that's trying to really give y'all some good nuggets, you know what I'm saying, and show you some things in these scriptures, y'all expect us to do all the work for you. No, go study the word. Go look it up. Go read it for yourself. Go get convicted by the word for yourself to see what the law can do for you. Because the word tells us that we're supposed to have faith and keep the law. That's in the last book of the Bible. Hey, who knows? Maybe you know better than me, right? Maybe you know better than me. So just keep this in mind. Without the law, there's no measurement of sin. So, what does that mean? When you get married, there's no such thing as adultery. Okay? Something heinous happens to your child, like grape. Don't worry about it. It's cool. It's cool. Ain't no sin. Right? Ain't no sin. Somebody just come and just murder somebody? Hey, it's cool. Ain't no sin. Ain't no sin. Because there's no measurement. The only way that we can measure this sin is by the law. This is what the law is for. Okay? The law, it works as a mirror, just like what I was telling you about in Romans 7. That's a mirror, right? Shows where we fall short. You have to know where you fall short at. This is why when they play sports, there's an out of bounds line. You have to stay in the game. If you cross that line or you touch that line, turnover. Ball's not yours anymore. It's other teams. Which team are you playing on? Which team are you playing on? Craziness. True repentance requires knowing what to turn from. People can say, I repent all day. Talking with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Because you don't even know, because you regard the law as being done away. We don't have to do it no more. This is the issue. The law, it defines that. It defines exactly where you need to stay intact, what you need to be doing, what you should not be doing. It's actually very simple, but you make it hard. Now we're jumping over into segment 3 of the show. I appreciate y'all again for watching and tuning on in right now. For those who gonna catch it on the playback, forgive me if the beginning of the show was breaking up terribly. Well, I'm back now. I got it back now. Appreciate you, Ak. So now we in segment 3. We're looking at the law leading us to the Messiah. The law leads you to the Messiah. And then from there, you get magnification to see exactly what's what. Because remember, just like the Pharisees thought they knew what was up, but it brought them to the Messiah. But they had to have ears to hear so they can see where to actually fix and fine tune some things. You see? So let's go to Galatians 3 and 24. It says, and so the law was in charge of us until the Messiah came, in order that we might then be put right with Yahweh through faith. Remember, keeping the law and the faith. So I'm keeping the law as best as I can right now, right? Keeping my law as best I can right now. Then the Messiah come out of nowhere. Hey, I see you. I see what you're doing. Hey, all praise to my Father. Because I'm not the Father, my Father. That's another story, right? Hey, this is what you got to fine tune this right here. If I ignore that and continue to do what I'm doing, I got to answer for that. I have to answer for that, right? So in order that we might be put right, so because when we're keeping the law to the best of our ability, the Messiah comes in and says, hey, now we can do all things through the Messiah who strengthens us. So he's now going to strengthen us and correct us. Boom. Okay, now you on point. You thought you was on point, and you wasn't doing like everybody else. You was here, but now we're gonna get you here. Because remember, that narrow road is narrow. So yeah, you was walking that set apart path. Now we're gonna get you on that narrow path, right? So now we can be made right with the Most High. Simple enough, right? Simple enough. Or so we should think it is. Now we're going to Deuteronomy 18:15 through 18. And it says, instead, he will send you a prophet like me from among your own people, and you are to obey him. On the day that you were gathered at Mount Sinai, you begged not to hear the Most High speak again, or to see his fiery presence anymore, because you were afraid you would die. So the Most High said to me, they have made a wise request. I will send them a prophet like you from among their own people. I will tell him what to say, and he will tell the people everything I command. This is every prophet from this time, from Moses all the way up to the Messiah. All the way up to the Messiah. All of them were telling our people the same exact thing. Keep the law. Get back right. Repent. Stop following the other nations. Don't do as the heathens. Don't do as the Gentiles. Follow the commands, the instructions of the Most High. And whoever that he selects to be that prophet, you ain't got to worry. He gonna put the words in your mouth, just like he told Moses. Oh, I'm slow of speech. Like he told Jeremiah. You know, I just want to know. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna put the words in your mouth. Don't you trip like he did with Jonah. I don't know what to do, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, don't worry about their countenance. Don't worry about how they is. Yeah, I know they wicked and crazy, but I'm sending you and I'm gonna protect you. This is what his law does when we have faith gathered with it. This is what the law's for, y'all. This is what the law's for. Let's make sure that we keep it on track. Now let's jump over to Matthew 5:17 through 19. It says, do not think that I have come to do away with the law of Moses and the teachings of the prophets. Do not think it. Do not think that I came to do away with it. Because that's what most of our people think, that you ain't got to do it. Because no, he says it himself. I'm not doing away with it, right? I have not come to do away with them, the law, the commands, the instructions, the ordinances of the Most High, but to make their teachings come true. But to make the teachings come true. Yes, he didn't like Nineveh because Nineveh was wicked. Nineveh was wicked. He didn't want to go over there. He didn't want to warn them exactly so they could be saved because they was wicked and he knew that they was wicked. It says it just seems like you just want to argue because you don't agree. And that's cool. That's cool. That still does not change what the show is about. The show is about what is the law for. That's what we're talking about. So if we keep the law, if we follow the instructions, remember, because that's what the Torah, the law is, it is instructions. So if we're following the instructions by the Most High, we don't have to be afraid. We don't have to be scared. We don't have to worry about who's wicked and who's not. We're going to go where he tells us to go. And that's going to be that. But again, appreciate you for throwing your 2 cents in. Let me see. It says, remember that as long as heaven and earth last, not the least point nor the smallest detail of the law will be done away with, not until the end of all things. So then, whoever disobeys even the least important of the commandments and teaches others to do the same will be least in the kingdom of heaven. You guys need to understand that, because people will misconstrue this. So then, whoever disobeys even the least important of the commandments, you guys will leave it right there. Oh, so see, if you just don't, if you slip up and don't do one of the commandments, you wrong. You're not finishing the statement. And teaches others to do the same. We're all going to slip. We're all going to slip. But I'm not finna go out here and justify me not keeping his law. Because he said to keep it. He said to keep it. Right? It says, on the other hand, whoever obeys the law, why you ain't read this part? Whoever obeys the law and teaches others to do the same, obeys and teaches others to do it too, will be great in the kingdom of heaven. So that seems like it's a good thing. To do the law and teach others to do the law. This is what the law is for. So you can be great in the kingdom of heaven. I think that's the goal, right? I think that's the goal. We're going to keep it moving. Let's go to Hebrews 10:1. Hebrews 10:1. Now, in the Good News Translation, it says the Jewish law, okay? Or the Hebrew law. The Israelite law is not a full and faithful model of the real things. It is only a faint outline of the good things to come. Why? This is how we know, because the Messiah came to magnify what little bit that we have here. This little bit of life that we got here, follow these instructions. I know it may be hard because you're trying to apply all of them, but all of them don't apply to you. So, hey, where you need help at, we're going to tighten that up. We're going to tighten that up. Let that go, because that doesn't pertain to you. Tighten this up, because this what pertains to you, right? The same sacrifices are offered forever, year after year. How can the law then, by means of these sacrifices, make perfect the people who come to the Most High? Because you have to ask yourself that question, just like he's asking himself the question. Are we going based off of the old offerings? Because the Messiah was our offering, our sacrifice. Now, how do we give an offering now? By keeping the commandments. By keeping the commandments. On that note, man, the brother you posted earlier today, man, I'm trying to think about that scripture that he just put out. I think it was 35, Sirach 35. Where was that at? Oh, yeah. Sirach 35:1, and I forgot where he jumped down to. Let me see. I forgot where he jumped down to. But I'm going to do this one. Sirach 35:1. He that keepeth the law, and Sirach, right? He that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough. So you don't have to worry about the sacrifices, offerings year after year. He that keepeth the law, right? He that taketh heed to the commandment offereth a peace offering. So by you keeping the instructions of the Most High, you're doing what you need to be doing. So by means of these sacrifices, make perfect the people who come to the Most High. How can the law then help? Because what you're doing is you're actually going against what the Messiah did. And then you're trying, so it's almost like you're trying to be a kid's ass. You're a brown noser. And the Most High is not a respecter of persons. So you got to respect the fact that the Messiah came and was that last final physical sacrifice that was needed to be made, and that your sacrifice now is to obey. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Let's keep it going. Again, I appreciate y'all for sliding on through. So the sacrificial law, basically what I was trying to say, and bring to remembrance for y'all. The sacrificial law, it foreshadowed the Messiah's redemptive role. That's what it did. It showed us what was to come. And this was always there since Abraham, right? Since Abraham. The ram was caught in the thicket. See what I'm saying? Because that ram, that lamb, right, was going to be the sacrifice. So the test was obedience. Okay, Abraham, are you going to put your son up because I said to do it? He said, yeah, I'm about to do this. We're going to do this. Hold up, stop, Abraham. Stop. Don't do that. You was obedient. That's why you the Most High's friend, Abraham. You was obedient. You the first. You obedient. Indeed. Okay? So the Messiah's role, it was a fulfillment. His fulfillment, it doesn't cancel the law. So because he came to fulfill the sacrifice for you, that doesn't cancel out the law, because the law is instruction. It's culture. It's a way of living. So he came to sacrifice and show you the way to go, but you can go out here and go commit all kind of abominable sins, and it's just going to just be forgiven, and you don't ever have to do anything. You can just continue to live wickedly. How dumb does that sound? If you have children and you tell your child, hey, don't do this, okay? Do not do this. And if you do that, you're not getting this. But then if your child says, I ain't got to do that, Ma, because you already did that for me, remember? You already went through life for me. You already went through all the hard stuff and the struggles and all that, because you know how parents be like, oh, well, you know, back in my day, I had to do this and this and this, so you wouldn't have to do that, right? Imagine your child looking at you and saying, I'm going to do what I want, and you're still going to give me what I want. I guarantee you smack fire out their mouth. I guarantee it. If you're going to sit here and lie to me to my face, because my face is right here. If you're going to lie to me my face, you know damn well that that child ain't getting what they want. And again, there's going to be people that are going to justify, well, it depends on the situation. It depends on this and that. Keep the laws how? Do you know where the laws of the Most High are? Because you've been dropping scriptures, you know what I'm saying, all episode, all show long. Do you know where the laws are? And that's not me being condescending. That's me asking you a question, because you're saying keep the laws how? All of his laws are very self-explanatory. Like the example, don't commit adultery. If you have a man, don't go sleep with another man. Don't entertain the company of another man. Right? In Leviticus 11, he says not to eat pork, not to eat anything in the water that is not a clean fish with fins and scales. Right? So it's just straightforward. So, you know, the thing is we're so accustomed to the life that we're living since before we knew about the law, that we justify it now, right? So when you go into the first 5 books of the Bible, the Torah, the instructions, the books of the instructions, when you go there, you can see, you know, hey, all praise to the Most High that you know where they at. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you speak about willpower, I'm not really sure what you're referring to, but I'm going to get back to the show. Yeah, his fulfillment, it doesn't cancel the law. It perfects its purpose. Okay, the Messiah, okay, it perfects its purpose because it was a prophecy that needed to come true in order for you to believe. That's what it came from. It says, for what I am doing, I do not understand. For what I will do, that I do not practice. But what I hate, that I do. Yeah, because that's your flesh. That's exactly what that's talking about. It's talking about your flesh. Yeah, for sure. But But yeah, so yeah, the spiritual law, it still stands. Okay? Carnal sacrifices were fulfilled. All right? So you don't have to worry about going to go put a bullock or a ram or anything like that up. No, you don't have to worry about that. But what you do need to worry about is what? You following and obeying what the Father said. You cannot say that you love the Most High and you go against His word. Let's jump over into segment number 4. That's right, y'all. I told y'all we get into these scriptures. We get into them. Segment number 4, we're talking about the law in the new covenant. The law in the new covenant. We are transitioning. We are not in the new covenant. We are transitioning into the new covenant. But even still, there are guidelines and stipulations of how things are going to be. Let's go to Jeremiah 31 through 33. Okay? And it says, the Most High says, the time is coming when I will make a new covenant with the people of Israel and with the people of Judah. So that is encompassing the whole nation of the Israelites. Okay? It will not be like the old covenant that I had made with their ancestors when I took them out of the hand and took them by the hand and led them out of Egypt. So what is that talking about? Hey, the sacrifices. The sacrifices. Okay? That was a part of the old covenant. But keeping the law is the new covenant. We're going to see, right? So it says the new covenant that I will make with the people of Israel will be this. I will put, here we go, I will put my law within them and write it in their hearts. So if we don't have to worry about the law, why in the new covenant, when it comes to full fruition, is he putting the law within us and in our hearts? Why? No. So if you don't have to do it, why would he bring it back and say, do it? And make sure that you're going to do it. Okay? So he says, I will be their heavenly Father, their Yahweh, their power, and they will be my people. Remember who these people are. It's Israel, right? None of them will have to teach a neighbor to know the Most High, because all will know me, from the least to the greatest. I will forgive their sins, and I will no longer remember their wrongs. I am their power. I have spoken. So why will he forgive their sins? Why? Because now they're walking in the law, the fruits of the Spirit. There's no law against them. They're in the game. They're not stepping out of bounds. They're in the new covenant. They can only stay. Y'all ever played the video games, basketball or football, and you you turn the settings off to where you can't go out of bounds? And everything you're doing, it don't matter how hard you try, you run into that visible wall and you can't go out of bounds. That's what the new covenant is going to be. You can't go out of bounds. There's no going out of bounds. No, because the laws are in you and in your heart. So that means your flesh ain't got shit to say here. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep it on down the road. Okay? So now we're going to go over to Hebrews 8 and 8 through 10. It says, but Yahweh finds fault with his people when he says, the days are coming, saith the Most High, when I will draw up a new covenant with the people of Israel and the people of Judah, saying the same thing, the nation of Israel. It will not be like the covenant that I made with their ancestors on the day that I took them by the hand and led them out of Egypt, saying the exact same thing. They were not faithful to the covenant I made with them. Going back to what I was saying, we broke the law. We stopped following the instruction because the instruction was to lead us to protection. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're supposed to be doing. So, building a personal relationship with Jesus is how you keep the law, friend. Okay, cool. Hey, keep doing your thing. Whatever you feel, instead of following the Bible, hey, whatever you feel, because hey, the Messiah, who you call Jesus, he told you to keep the law. Because if you love me, you keep my commandments. So hey, good night. Um, let's see here. So it says, they were not faithful to the covenant I made with them, and so I paid no attention to them. So you see, we think that we don't have to follow his commands, but he does say, if you forsake me, I will forsake you. He says it right here again. They were not faithful to the covenant I made with them, so I paid no attention to them. He let them go, right? Now, this is the covenant that I will make with the people of Israel in the days to come, saith the Most High. I will put my laws in their minds and write them on their hearts. I will be their power, and they will be my people, reiterating it all over again. So if the law doesn't matter, that means you ain't making it to the new covenant, because the law don't matter to you. Law don't matter to you, okay? I don't know if you understand that or not. Frankly, I'm trying to help you out here. But if you don't care, hey, all I can do is say, hey, blessing to you. Peace, grace, and mercy. So now we're going to go over to Romans 8, 3 and 4. It says, what the law could not do, because human nature was weak, Yahweh did. He condemned sin in human nature by sending his own son, who came with a nature like our sinful nature, to do away with sin. Yahweh did this so the righteous demands of the law might be fully satisfied in us who live according to the Spirit and not according to human nature. So what is the Spirit connected to? The Spirit of the Most High is connected to the law. Look at the fruits of the Spirit. They all connect back to the law. Spirit of wisdom leads you to law. Understanding leads you to law. Okay? His word, which is his instruction, which are the law, the Torah, are spirit and truth. That's what his word is. It's law. Trying to just give you all a little bit of dosage and a little bit of dosage by dosage. Now we're going to go back into the Apocrypha. We're going to 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 31 through 33. For behold, I sow my law in you, and it shall bring fruit in you, and ye shall be honored in it forever. What was I just talking about? The Spirit, okay? The law being in you, moving as the fruits of the Spirit through you, okay? And it should be with you forever, because his law endureth forever. It's here forever. But our fathers, which received the law, kept it not and observed not thy ordinances. And though the fruit of thy law did not perish, neither could it, for it was thine. Okay? The law does not perish. The Messiah said he's not doing away with the law because it does not perish. The Most High said it lives forever. Okay? And it's yours. So even if you want to put it down, it's still there for you. Because he said it was for you. He had gave it to you, to your ancestors. It's locked into your DNA. It's locked in with you because it is a blood covenant, a blood agreement between you and the Father. Okay? Yet they that received it perished, because they kept not the thing that was sown in them. Yet they that received it perished, because they kept not the thing that was sown in them. Again, it's sown into your DNA. That's what you need to keep. You don't need to keep doing the things that your parents and their parents did. You got to cut that cord. You got to cut that cord because that's what's linking you to these generational curses. That's what's linking me to these generational curses, because it's not just that me and my household get right, it's that you and your household, and it trickles down the vine, because we are all connected to the same rooted tree as Israelites who got the covenant from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We were given instructions on what and how to be. Okay, I'm trying to give it to y'all simple and plain Jane about this thing. The same law, y'all. The same law, but internalized through spirit. That's just what the covenant is about. The law in the new covenant. Okay, it's about the same law, but it's being internalized through the spirit. So that's what we're gradually moving towards. This is why when you see brothers and sisters out here who you just see the spirit on them, right? And you see it just, you know what I mean? Like they're able to recite things, they're able to recall things, they speak it on the scriptures day and night. They in it. Brothers is out here really trying to stick to it. And you find yourself being like, man, I wish I was like that. Or you keep yourself back from going to it because you feel like you less than, because you're not where somebody else is. That's when you know you need to latch on to that brother, latch on to that sister and say, hey, I need to wear down your doorstep because I need to see what's too, because I need to get right too. And mind you, that brother, that sister, they still growing, because we're all forever growing, because the law is forever. So we're always going to be learning more and more and more. Okay? We have to understand that grace empowers obedience. Okay? This grace period, this grace time that we got, it should empower your obedience to get right. Okay, if I got this amount of time, I shouldn't be lackadaisical about it. I should be more proactive about it. Be like, hey, man, I got this time to clean up, because nobody knows the hour when they're going to get out of here. Right? So that should empower me to be more obedient, because I don't know when my clock gonna stop. I don't know when. Okay? It should not empower your disobedience. It should not empower your justification of bullshit. No, you need to be sticking to the scripts, sticking to his law and his correction, his information that he's giving you, the culture he told you to live by. This is what you should be sticking to. This is what should be empowering you. All right? And know that the spirit doesn't replace the law. Okay? The spirit doesn't replace the law. It helps us walk in the law. So if you want to claim that you got the spirit and all that, 9 times out of 10, damn near 10 times out of 10, you're a liar. You're a liar. Okay? Walk after the words and the instructions and do your best and be humble about it. Someone that's humble don't have to say that they humble. Someone that's walking righteous don't have to say that they righteous. They don't have to say that. Because why? Do you need approval from men? Do you need acceptance from somebody? Do you need validation? Yes, because that's a worldly thing that you're adapted to. All right? Now we're going into the final segment. I know this is a little long. Y'all forgive me. I had some technical difficulties trying to get right. But hey, I'm doing my best to try to flow through this thing, and I appreciate y'all for being here. Segment 5, we're going to conclude with this. The law as life, okay? The law is a life. It's not bondage. The law is not bondage, contrary to popular belief in what they teaching. Keeping the law is not bondage. It's actually release. It's freedom. It's under that liberty of the Messiah, okay? It's under that liberty. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 30, verses 15 and 16. It says, today, I am giving you a choice between good and evil, between life and death. If you obey the commands of the Most High, your power, which I give you today, if you love him, obey him. and keep all his laws. Then you will prosper and become a nation of many people, right? The Most High power will bless you in the land that you are about to occupy. All we have to do is obey. All we have to do is obey. That's all we have to do. And you see the if. There's always an if, because are you going to choose to do it? Or are you going to choose to make excuses? Exactly. The law is the knowledge of sin. That's where you know where the sin is. Right? So you have to choose life. Choose life. That's keeping the law. Or you can choose death, and continue to follow and live in sin. That's what you can do. That's what you can do. Hey, you can call it in the conscious or wherever. It's still going to affect you in the physical. It's going to affect you in the spiritual, all the way around. There's nothing about the law that's bad. There's nothing about it that's bad. We're going to move along. So let's go to Psalm 119 and 142. Psalm 119 and 142. It says, your righteousness will last forever, and your law is always true. This is the Most High. No sin up here in heaven. Hey, well, I don't know why you tapping down here with me. You know what I'm saying? If you up there, hey man, keep doing your thing. And the kingdom says it's actually coming down here to earth. So, you know, okay. But yeah, so your righteousness will last forever, and your law is always true, because his law is lasting forever. From here to the heavens, right? Wherever, his law is always there, and it's always righteous, and it's always true. There is no getting around that. There is no getting around that. Let's go to James 2 and 12. I think the sister might even posted that earlier. But it says, speak and act as people who will be judged by the law that sets us free. All right? So speak and act as people who will be judged. Right? Speak and act as people who will be judged by the law. So that means watch what you're doing. Watch what you're doing. Make sure that it's in line and in conjunction with his word, with his instruction. That's what it needs to be. This is what it needs to be. You know what I mean? He said my chat on dope. Hey man, far gone. But we have to understand that, you know, in order to be a leader, you must know how to follow. And the things that you follow, they have to be at a righteous standard. Otherwise, think about if you ran a business, think about if you're running a team or anything like that. If you're off and you teach that same behavior to the team up under you, or the employees or the workers up under you, that business is going to shit. Your team ain't winning nothing. Do you understand? They're not winning anything because they don't have the right habits. What are those habits? Those habits are based on how they live, how they move, the culture. You know, when you go to a job, matter of fact, my brother, one of his questions in his interview to the job he has now, he asked them, what's the culture of the job? What's the culture here? Who do you think that culture reflects on? The managers, the higher ups, because it's what they allow to go on around here. But if we speak and act as people who will be judged according to the right laws, the right structures, Things gonna go smooth. We're gonna keep it moving. Keep it moving. We're going back into the Apocrypha in Sirach 17, 11, and 12. It says, beside this, he gave them knowledge and the law of life for an heritage. Okay, so he gave you knowledge and the law. So knowledge of what? To know how to be, to know how to do. And the law of life. He's giving you culture for an heritage. He made an everlasting covenant with them, an everlasting law, an everlasting agreement with them, and showed them his judgments. So we know that if we live a sinful life in the flesh, in the physical, that in the spiritual, we're going to get a harsh judgment, a terrible judgment. So while we're living, we have grace right now to fix what it is that we should be cleaning up. That's simple. So the law of the Most High, his structure is for peace, wisdom, and love. Peace where? So you can actually have rest. If you keep in his law and you teaching others to do the same, your surroundings will be restful and peaceful. It doesn't matter what type of lifestyle you have. Whether you got money, ain't got no money. Whether you got a house, ain't got no house. People around you are going to make sure that you're able to be housed, right? Wisdom. You're going to have wisdom because you're staying in the word. So your wisdom is going to be of his word. It might not resonate with people of the world because their wisdom that they receive is of the world. But those that you congregate with, you talk with, you build with, you teach with, you learn with, are going to be appreciative, and your fruits are going to rain because somebody's getting a seed because you dropping wisdom from his word, right? And love. What is love? It's correction. Correction from what? If I love you and if I care for you, I'm going to make sure that you and I both stay walking on the path, and hopefully you got that same love for me that you want to make sure that I'm staying on this path, okay? Again, we talked about grace, the time period in which you're living. So grace restores us to obedience. The time you got now should be the time that you are taking to restore yourself, your disrespectful, disobedient ass, to get back to obedience. Okay, we was all stubborn children at one point. Okay, now you grown-ups, now we got to get right. We got to get right and not away from obedience. We got to get towards obedience, right? Stop justifying the bull, okay? And you got to understand that us as Negroes, niggas, black folks, right? We have to return right now in these times, right? And that includes coming back to the law because it's made for what? To get us back right with him, with this everlasting covenant culture that he gave us as a heritage to come back to life, to live right, to be obedient, so that we may have a chance, that we got grace right now in this time frame to get right with him. Okay? So I'm gonna leave y'all with a question. Now that you know, okay, now that you know the law is life, and it's not bondage, will you keep walking in grace? Okay, the time that you're going to use to walk back towards obedience, or you're going to walk in disobedience? So are you going to come back in order or in disorder? Or are you going to be lukewarm and try to be hood and holy? What you going to do? What you going to do? Because our clock is steady ticking as we breathing. All right? So what I want to do is I want to read Psalm 119 and 165 for y'all. And when y'all get a chance, y'all can go read. I'm going to close it out with this. Y'all can go read Psalm 119 on your own time. And hopefully that uplifts y'all, okay? So Psalm 119 and 165, those who love your law have perfect security, and there is nothing that can make them fall. So we get perfect security by sticking to his law. Okay? That's our security, that's our protection, because it keeps us away from foolishness and wickedness. So, hey, I'm hoping that y'all learned something today, that we walk through this thing together. Um, you get the naysayers and the scoffers and the people who just want to just be heard. And I get it. Our people are hurt. Our people are hurt. You know, we a lot of time we don't even know how we hurt and why we hurt. But I guarantee us going back to this law and doing it joyfully, wanting that for us and our children and our families and stuff, it will change things. It will change things. So you already know what to do. You tapped in with your neighborhood Hebrew. I appreciate y'all. Peace, grace, and mercy to Israel. The Most High is chosen, and all those who are cleaving to his word. Hey, understand this. The Most High, he's got you if you follow what he's saying and you believe in his only begotten Yahusha. Okay? He's got you. Hopefully we get gifted with that spirit. Hey, whatever you doing, make sure that it's on the right side so the Most High hear it. Okay? Hey, peace, grace, and mercy, y'all. Appreciate y'all sliding on through with your neighborhood Hebrew. Shalom, shalom.